We decided that we wanted to work with Oldham Council and other event partners to share learning about how to do things differently. Real practical knowledge about what works and some of the things that don't work. So that's why we're all here, and I'd like to thank all of the partners. You can see all of their logos. I'm not going to kind of read them out now, but we certainly wouldn't be here doing this without the support of every organisation that's listed up there. Personally, I'm really excited that we've got so many people here today. We've got people from Scotland, from Wales. There's a group of about 15 people from Northern Ireland that will be joining us any moment, who are flying in specially this morning. We've got people from Plymouth to Sunderland, from Wirral to Wessex, and I'm really delighted that we've got colleagues here from Barcelona as well. So it truly is a national, international event, and I'm really hoping that we get some really useful learning and sharing going on throughout the day, and that we can leave with a sense of direction going forward. But to start with, I would like to introduce Councillor Sean Fielding to welcome you to Oldham and to really help frame what we're going to be talking about today. So over to you, Sean.
Thank you, Jonathan, for that introduction, and it's great to see so many people here, and it's a pleasure to host this event here in Oldham. So my job is to welcome you here and tell you a little bit about the place. So we're delighted to have you here for what promises to be an inspiring day, and I hope a day that we'll look back on as a defining moment in the journey towards a new economy. My ambition for Oldham is for it to be at the forefront of this agenda, because I believe that it has to be. The old ways of thinking about economics no longer work here, like focusing purely on the choices that maximise revenue in the short term, getting out of the way of private enterprise, and driving efficiency by squeezing as much as you can out of people at the lowest possible cost. We must do something different. Oldham's story is like so many other places around the country. Oldham had King Cotton, a mill for every day of the year. It was by no means a golden age, but several generations had secure and consistent work close to home, a sense of identity and strong social networks. Even as these jobs started to go, there was a safety net to help people get back on their feet. But most of these industrial jobs have gone now, with production moving overseas. For many people, employment is now increasingly insecure and low paid. And at the same time, a decade of austerity has stripped out services that people rely on, making life ever more precarious. The story of deindustrialisation has been well documented, but what has been less visible is the way that people are fighting back. Across Oldham, we're seeing community groups working together to help each other and improve their neighbourhoods, whether that's litter picking, to volunteering at the food bank, or to parents closing down streets so that children have space to play. And these efforts from residents are crucial if we're to overcome the challenges that we face, but they're not enough on their own. In this room we have senior figures from councils, education, the voluntary sector, business, cooperatives, social enterprises and funders. Between us all we have the tools to make places like Oldham the best that they can be. We have the tools to revitalise our economies, to distribute wealth more fairly, to tackle wage stagnation and underinvestment, and to do so in a way that is environmentally sustainable. It starts with understanding the value of the social economy in all of its forms. By recognising the difference that employee or community ownership can make, or the benefits of encouraging businesses that are focused on delivering more than just profit, we can start shifting the way in which we support people to create and access great jobs. By changing our procurement practices and spending more with local firms, Oldham Council is already keeping more than £4 million in the borough every month, compared to a couple of years ago, and we can go even further. We're also looking harder at the social value element, making sure we're squeezing every drop for local people and giving firms that understand their social mission an edge. When we think about procurement, the bottom line is of course important, but spending with a local firm and with those who contribute to the local community means more jobs and wealth in the borough. This has a knock-on effect, reducing demand for council services like healthcare and employment support. The same is true with the living wage. Oldham Council became an accredited living wage employer back in November. It was a really tough decision to increase pay in times of austerity, but it is the right thing to do. It's also something that we expect to boost productivity, staff retention and recruitment, and as with local procurement, will reduce demand for our services. And I hope that we can encourage others to take a similar approach, and the indications are that many already are. Ultimately, we need our councils and other major employers to be putting people first. By putting a focus on improving lives as the key to our decisions and building on our existing assets, we can grow something sustainable. Growing our assets and supporting our people only happens when we understand them. So it's vital that the council reflects the population. Some of our best staff are people from the community who understand Oldham, its strengths and its weaknesses. The same would be true in the local hospital, bank or pub. We need to employ local people at every level of our organisations and ensure we are providing the skills development and training so that they can thrive. And all of this has to happen in the context of the urgent climate crisis. In Oldham, we've committed to making the borough carbon neutral by 2030, with the council itself hitting that target by 2025. Our Oldham Green New Deal will be about creating a greener and more sustainable future, and the new economy that we're discussing today fits right alongside that. So that's Oldham's approach and my commitment to you. We're going to increase the size of the social economy, supporting local businesses and cooperatives to be resilient, to thrive and to grow. We're going to keep more wealth in the borough through smarter procurement and placing a stronger emphasis on social value. We're paying a real living wage and encouraging others to do the same. We're recruiting local people and putting the time and effort into boosting skills so that they can get ahead. And we're doing all of this as part of Oldham's Green New Deal strategy that will safeguard the borough's future. And Oldham's approach, which we're calling the Oldham Model, has been written up into a report by CLES and is published in the next few weeks, so look out for that. Other places are doing bits of what I've described, but this model in its full breadth is the best way to grow a vibrant new economy that will allow our places and our people to move forward with confidence. Thank you again for joining us here in Oldham today. I'm excited to hear the discussions to come and to explore with you how we turn this vision into a reality. Thank you very much.